In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to save money on your new boiler installation by choosing a boiler that's range rateable. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what is range rating? How is that going to save me money, and how can I understand that? Because it's all right, an engineer come and say, oh, you can range rate that appliance, but if you've got no idea what that is, then how are you supposed to make that decision or that choice? So range rating is, in the simplest form, slowing your fan speed down. Now let me explain that a bit better. So basically, how a combi boiler works is the faster the fan spins, the more gas it pulls through, which means the more gas you're using within that burner chamber, which means more kilowatt of heat is what you're using. Now, back in the olden days, what they used to do is when you was getting a new boiler installed, they'd come and measure the size of your room, and they would get a little calculator out, a little Mears calculator they called it, and they'd do the size of your windows, take away the size of your room, the insulation that it had in it, and it'd come up with a BTU calculation of heat loss. So it'd tell them how much heat loss that room had. So how much heat it was losing through the fabric of the building, through the ceilings, through the windows, and it'd come up with this calculation, and then you had to fit a radiator to suit and fit a boiler to suit that radiator. So how we size boilers now, specifically combi boilers, is off the size of the water flow. So if you've got, like, say 14 litres per minute coming into your property, we know we can fit a 30 kilowatt boiler with ease, and it will output 12 point whatever litres per minute. Now, that being said, that's great. So you've got 30 kilowatts of heat there, which will be massively oversized for most properties. And what most boilers do is to just remain that 30 kilowatts on the heat inside of the boiler. So whenever you switch your heating on, you're using that 30 kilowatts of heat to get your boiler to temperature. So it's 30 kilowatts of heat, ramp up, ramp up, ramp up, ramp up. And then when it gets to a specific temperature, it'll drop down. And an easy way to explain this is, if you've got a car and you've put your foot down to the floor, and you're using all that gas to get to the same destination as you would be if you just toodled along. Now, what Worcester specifically, but other boiler manufacturers do, is you can range rate the appliance, which means that you can turn the heating side of the boiler down because you don't need it. It's an absolute waste of energy. But we can turn that fan speed down to whatever kilowatt your house needs. So maybe it's 12 kilowatt, maybe it's 15, maybe it's 18. But we can work that out on site, and we can turn that heating side of the system down to suit your property, which means that you're only using the energy that you need. Whilst maintaining the 30 kilowatts on the hot water side, you can have 15 kilowatts on the heating, which not only will it save you money in energy costs, but your boiler's not working as hard. So the wear and tear of the boiler isn't as much. You've not got that constant burn in your burner, because the main usage of your boilers will be your central heating. And if you're not burning at high temperatures all the time, you're going to save on the parts inside the boiler. And it's a very cost-effective way and maintenance-free way of keeping your boiler as energy efficient as possible, saving you money, helping the environment. So there's lots of bonuses to range rating an appliance. And I hope that explanation has explained the range rating a bit better for you, so you're better knowledgeable to make that decision of what boiler will suit your property. Have an amazing day. I'm Steve, and I'm the Boiler Doctor.